that's at the daybreak of the first day, the second day. So you want to be wary that that is a possible method of harassment that the elf or any race can do pretty much on this map. Some adaptation that I've been doing lately is just use a blight skull and like build maybe like a shade pit or something over there by the Goblin Lavatory, kind of like a scout farm. I mean, the sacrificial pit isn't really that expensive of a building, and it's nice to keep an eye on what your opponent's doing. Right? I mean, they're not going to come there and kill you just to kill your sacrificial pit, or maybe they'll waste all their sappers on your sacrificial pit, so it'll save its life, save your Ziggurat's life. In either case, it's kind of a cool move to do, and it also hides the sacrificial pit if they're not doing this sap or harass from them knowing you have a shade on you. Well, unless they're map hacking, of course. So something really nice. He loads all his ghouls into the Zeppelin so they don't get picked off by the warden, and they're not slowed anymore, so they can kind of escape now. Massey bombs. He's gonna get the attack upgrade. He's gonna go for the upgrades 1/1. And that's pretty effective, seeing as how you're building so many A-bombs and ghouls and mate wagon stuff. The upgrades are effective on all of them, except for the armor. The armor doesn't upgrade meat wagons, but if only they wouldn't die so fast. So yeah, he's making good use of his surroundings. He's picking up the scrolls. I mean, a nice thing you can do is, if you're kind of on a timer, like you have to push the Elves Expo, you can kind of put off buying your items till you get to their side of the map, and then you'll have the little bit extra gold, and you can use that gold to buy items from their shop. That just helps you make your pushes faster, because like strong harassment and such can really slow up your timings, and so this can help you get your timings back on track. The Zeppelin's really also very useful for saving A-bombs. Like, A-bombs are really fat and slow, so it really helps to have that Zeppelin there to get them out of there like ASAP before they get focused down by all the Dryads and stuff, and they can't escape because of the poison, and then they get shadow struck and like phantom knives and breath fired, right? I mean, you can escape all that by hopping in the Zeppelin. I also just want to point out Ciceria's use of 1 of mana stealing. I mean, it stole 100 mana away from the warden, and the warden has 360 mana, so that's a little over a fourth of the warden's mana, and that means he's going to have all that less mana for phantom knives and shadow strike. So it is a very effective item to use, and a lot of people just like have it in their item slots or sell it, but I think it's a very good item to use. I mean, it's arguably more effective against human with like the paladin and stuff, but it still is very effective against like it's such an AoE dependent strategy or anything. So I mean, he just denied himself a coil, but he did save that A-bomb, and he used 1 mana stealing again. The warden now has only 200 mana. So Ciceria did what I call here kind of offensive creeping. Like, he positioned his creeping so that Zeus would see the creeping, and he would be forced to make a decision, hopefully to fight, because Ciceria wanted to fight Zeus, but he couldn't because of Zeus's like all his trees and shit being in the way. So he tried to draw him out of his base by saying, "Oh well, I'm gonna creep here. Like, please don't creep jack me." And Zeus like, "Oh well, I have to creep jack him because otherwise I'm gonna miss this great opportunity where I can get a huge advantage, right?" And there's a small window of opportunity, and they don't have a lot of time to make a decision, so it could force the opponent to make a bad decision and force a fight right there. The way Ciceria won that fight was, I mean, he had his A-bombs stuff in the front, but what you want to do in a fight like that is have your Lich just press F2 and right-click whichever elf here is more out of position. I mean, the warden tried to jump in front and do some Phantom Knives Shadow Strike action, and the Lich was focusing him down the whole time. I mean, starting the second he came into range. So his health like steadily went down, and then you just finesse it with a Coil Nova. I mean, Zeus couldn't last 2 seconds in that battle because of that. And the fact that he didn't go blink means that he's not able to run run in and out of battle as easily. So I'll just, if you want to take a look at Ceceria's items and stuff, I mean, he's stacking his Death Knight with Rings of Protection. That's always nice to keep your Death Knight alive. And his Lich, I mean, he's been feeding it all the Tomes of Intelligence, buffing its attack. It has Mantle of Intelligence, so that's +3 attack, and Robe of the Magi, +6 attack. So the Lich is pretty stacked. I mean, the Lich is kind of like your Blade Master, and you want to put all your gloves of haste, and claws of attack on it. So anything that's focusing is going to lose health all that much quicker. So yeah, adding the tomes that are the hero's primary attribute adds damage as well as stacks that stat. As you can see here, Zeus teleports right away. I mean, his panda, I think, was vulnerable. Let me just check. Yeah, I think... Yeah, he didn't have a staff for his panda, and his panda was like... Ceceria could have taken his panda down easily, like with two nukes. So look at Ceceria's army composition. He's got the 1 attack upgrade. I mean, that really helps on meat wagons, which have the highest DPS out of any siege. And he has 4 of them, so it's 72 to 106 attack times 1.5 versus 435 health Dryads. So I mean, that's just devastating. That's like 150 damage max. That's like a third of the Dryad's health in one shot. So those 4 meat wagons in one volley will be able to take out a Dryad, pretty much. And the nice thing about having meat wagons is it adds kind of some range to your things, range to your army. So when the Dryads are trying to dance, I mean, it kind of stops them from dancing because meat's like raw meat is raining down on them. Okay, so there's a battle here. First thing Ceceria does, morphs a destroyer and devours the roar. Okay, yeah, he's careful of his lich. The elf's going to try and take down the lich and send some units to the back to assassinate the meat wagons. So he nuked the panda, who was out of position, who was trying to take down the meat wagons, while keeping the meat wagons focused on targets they can hit. If you're not careful, your meat wagons will end up just walking next to the targets you're telling them to hit because they're too close range. So it's kind of dumb. It's like a move command. He's making sure that his Nova is either on the heroes or on the bears, depending on whether he can nab a hero kill. Nova is probably your best counter to bears in this situation. So you want to make sure that they're always Nova'd so your A-bombs aren't dying really quickly. And the meat wagons really help taking down expansions really quickly. I mean, that one's just dropping really quickly, and that forced that fight, those meat wagons. So they really help break the back line of the elf, which is really what they're dependent on, seeing as how they need the Dryads to focus down your heroes and slow your units. And get more kills because of the slow than they would be able to normally. So Ceceria's micro kind of slips up here, but he doesn't really care. I mean, the game's over. The warden's dead. Also, I didn't point out in that last 2 seconds was Devour can devour anti-magic potion, which is key if you're trying to kill a warden that's trying to blink in and shadow strike 2 of your units. So make sure you do that, because I mean, all those things that the elf can do, like Drunken Haze and Anti-Magic Potion and Rejuvenation, you should be devouring, because those really affect the flow of battle and can really make him win the battle that he wasn't supposed to win. So that's it for today. Today's lesson. I want to do another IO commentary soon. I just got to get these exams off my back, and till next time, guys.